This is my father, Edward VIII, and when I was kidnapped in 41 at age 2, there was a portrait, a huge one, brought, and it was put up against that shack where they brought me in Moulton, Alabama, and took my name and gave me the name of a dead twin, Peggy Dempsey. Carl and Peggy were twins. They were a year older than me, maybe a little more. Um, anyway, they were born out of wedlock. The family was just, I mean, you can't tell it. Besides being poor, that doesn't make you that mean. You know, they were cruel, and I'll leave it there. Obviously, she killed her kids, and they covered it up, and what they did to me is beyond belief. Okay, my father married Georgia O'Keeffe, the artist's sister, baby sister, Claudia. He never married anybody else. This man's been so defamed, so you can see why I'm angered. He's my father. He does not deserve this crap. And quite frankly, I don't know what more I can do to clear it up, but I hope I get to go home. I hope the truth is told, and my children are also restored to their rightful place in history. Like I say, this is George VI, Elizabeth's father. My father was taken down with a character assassination. He wouldn't go along with the Illuminati, the global government, the Freemasons, Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, your banking, Joseph Kennedy, JFK. His son actually went before Parliament and spoke between 39 and 41 when my kidnapping happened, when I was born. How about that, before Parliament? This is Roosevelt, Mrs. Roosevelt. Crosses her legs real nice, doesn't you? You should read about her, and I didn't read it until it was an autobiography out of Reader's Digest. I didn't get a hold of it and never read about the woman, didn't want to, but I read some of it, and I put this all up before about 2 months ago when I got a hold of the book. It connects her to the United Nations, just like I said. They became, it's the Illuminati, the illegal government, as the United Nations, which they allowed to happen when they went in and took my father down. The United States placed the army bases all over, everything British, kidnapped me, took down the monarch, and Roosevelt appointed Kennedy and made way for all this to happen, the illegal treaties. And now then your global government is the Illuminati, the mafia, Freemasons that kidnapped me and took down my dad. With the help of, my mom was Irish, okay, and she was not Catholic. My mom was married in the Church of England with obviously my dad. And I was christened in the Church of England. Cosmos Lang, Archbishop of Canterbury, becomes, in 1936, I don't know that he married my mom and dad. I believe he did. He certainly knew. And he probably christened me, helped christen me. But anyway, this is in 1941. She's got a fur on, and this is Wallace Simpson, who married a double, not my dad, the spy, American spy. Do you think they might be congratulating each other on my kidnapping a few months earlier than when this picture was taken? This is just one of the doubles that pretended to be my father and went out and did these behavior deliberately assigned to my father, which it wasn't him. So she married a double, an imposter, Wallace did, and they became the illegal Duke and Duchess of Windsor. He's buried in 1972, Frogmore, Windsor. My father and mother remained married. They were alive October the 20th of 86. They stripped him of everything, his child, his right to govern, be king. This is just part of my family, and I hesitate because I hope there was some good ones in it, and I have to believe it because there were a few. I know there were a few on the German side that tried to help. Now I want to oh, listen to this. Here's all the crap. Frida Dudley Ward, mistress of the Prince of Wales. Okay, they've got a lot of stuff up there about Anderson Cooper. He's CNN reporter. His mom was supposed to know all about this, yet he tells nothing of the truth. Anderson Cooper, and I've been telling about mind control murders too that I wrote about before I found out about my kidnapping. So I'm going to put this up. There were seals. By the way, they also speak of seals in the Bible. End times. This is the global government, and I'm told, where is that? I don't even see it right now. Right here it is. This church sent to me when I was living on the Appalachian Trail here, banned from everything, food and everything. Implantable biochips. This is what I was writing about. Larry Flynn of Hustler magazine was shot while I was doing this book, and the book didn't get published. They almost killed me. MD license to kill, 76. He was shot by a program shooter in 78. It's the Tesla files that were stolen. But anyway, the church here bought the book. I wish I'd kept the rest of it. And said, this is what you've been telling about. This was by Tex Mars, talking about the biochip, and I was naming some of the people that had been killed. Timothy McVeigh, Oklahoma City bomber, was put to death. He complained that the U.S. Army implanted a computer chip in his buttocks. Oh, so I want to get to this, and I know I'm jumping around here, but I'm doing the best I can. That's all I can say under the circumstances. Okay, now there were revelations, of course. They're talking about revelations here, biochips, and they're actually talking about Project Lucid. Anyway, I wish I'd kept the book now, but I've been writing about this. Is what I'm telling about. I just didn't know it when I started writing and where it was going to end. So this was a seal put on this, and a person I know. I laughed because I liked him, and he was there. His name was Robert. I think he told me really who he really was, his last name, or who he worked for. So that makes him even better if it's true. But anyway, he was a part of all this, helping me. Anyway, he came out on the trail, showed up once in a while and helped. Okay, well. Anyway, this came out during that time. It was supposed to be a 99 seal put on it, and this is supposed to be my father. It's the double that married Wallace. You should hear the lies that have gone through history about this man, my father, who's a beautiful man accused of all these atrocities. Wasn't even him, wasn't even married to Wallace Simpson. None of that's true. And it's such a horrid thing to read it. And the seal was come off of it early. It was supposed to be there for 100 years. Wallace and Her Secret Love, etc., etc. The Daily Mail, 1/30/2003. Jeffrey Levy and Richard Kay were authors of this, putting it out. Database newspaper source, Wallace and Her Secret Lover, which was a double. My father was married to my mom. How ridiculous it all is. Then they kidnap me. Church of England gets in on it. Cosmos Lang. How far did the Church of England get in this one? They have helped cover it up. They certainly knew. They welcome Elizabeth in every Sunday, I suppose. And they condoned it and even helped in the cover-up. Now, you got the Catholic Church that's trying to explain their pedophilia, how about the Church of England coming clean on all this? What they did to a beautiful man, and my mom, a beautiful lady, and me and my children who are the legal heirs. This is just some of it, but you get into stuff in here that you wonder who all put it together. This is just one thing. They were released early. This is way back. It was supposed to be a seal on it for 100 years. The lies in here are so preposterous. I don't know how my father and mom lived. And then kidnapping me. And if they knew how I was being treated, it must have been horrid. Wallace and her secret lover. Oh, they've got stuff in here. It's so preposterous. I mean, people would hate my father. It's not even him. Now then, I'm putting this up. Documents my. You don't want to hear what I could call it. Anyway, I'm going to put that away. I've shown you pieces of it. It got. I don't know, in trying to keep it over the years, it's gotten folded, and you just can't believe all the lies. Any fool, just about, excuse me, would know they're lies. I mean, for goodness sakes, to defame a man like they have my father in history, who would not go along with the Illuminati, which is your global government, and it's there. It's the United Nations. So it has to be, I suppose, revelations. That's what a lot of people are saying, end times. So I'd like to ask this, and then I'm going to go and put this up for today. So that seal was broken that allowed this to be put out. What will the Church of England say to God? They escort this Elizabeth, the war criminal, the illegal monarch, her father, illegal, went along with the Illuminati, and Roosevelt on my kidnapping. 1939, obviously, Elizabeth has always known. She probably, at times, she certainly met me the first 2 years of my life, and to play and be friends, I'm sure they weren't. Money hungry. They say they have trillions now. I've lived in suffering all my life besides the poverty, rags. And they hand out money and clothes. Well, you've seen it, you know. So I'm going to stop here. Not much more I can say other than Madonna made a movie that followed these movies, The Queen and about her father. I've forgotten the title, which was total lies. Winston Churchill helped in my kidnapping. Friends of Eisenhower had an apartment in the White House furnished by Roosevelt limos. So it gets into a mess. I would like for the Church of England to address it and tell the truth for once in their life, their participation, and why they allow this woman to walk into church and pretend to be Lily White when she's a total opposite. And what are they going to say if they believe in God when they bump into him? Excuse me, I'm sorry.